Don't forget what we own. If we throw away the crown, that which keeps us aligned with the divine source, we're thrown off course by those claiming to be angels unaware, tearing the shirts off their backs while they steady riding yours like a boo hag, sucking up your life force. Know you'll have a recourse. Ashe, ashe. Discernment, keep.
The revolution of reggae starts here at World Reggae Party with me, Goddess Genise. But also with the revolution of reggae, we have to also make amends to the suffering that people go through, as well as personal triumphs and personal failures. Tonight, we're going to be talking, these four women next to me are going to be talking about women of reggae. One of the questions I get asked over and over again is, why reggae? And why, as a woman, do I want to explore reggae? And my answer is always, it was my favorite music growing up. It was my favorite music when I was in college. And I have an affinity for it, so I'm gonna knock it out the park and not worry about what this guy might say, what this man might say on the street, what this group might say, because I'm my own person. But tonight we're going to be talking about women of reggae, empowering women. And what we're going to do is we're going to set the record straight about why we are here in reggae and what we can do to further the message of reggae. Tonight I have a couple of my wonderful friends here. I got Candy B, Kelly. We have Sherelle Jobs. Yes. Courtney Seagraves. And DJ Bubblicious. So welcome, ladies.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
So, Candy B, can you tell our listeners and viewers a little bit about yourself?
My name is Candy B. Kelly. I was born in Guyana a long time ago. I won't tell you guys exactly when. I got into the radio scene in 2013, but prior to that, I started with bashmentlinkup.com. That's one of the first websites in the area that promoted dancehall, reggae, and West Indian culture on the whole. It was one of the first platforms that was ever created for us to display our talents and all of that good stuff. So I'm kind of born into it, and I'm growing, and I'm just trying to conquer it on my terms.
Sherelle?
Well, I actually originate from Trinidad and Tobago. I started off in the entertainment scene when I was 17, actually. I started promoting parties, and from there, I had my own radio show, got into modeling, started networking. I left the scene for a while and went back to school, got my licensing in international event and wedding planning. So that's where all of my efforts go at this direct point in time. That's about it for now.
Courtney S.
Yes, Courtney S. My name is Courtney Seaborn. I'm from Richmond, Virginia, born and raised in Queens, New York. Always been into reggae, soca. It's always been my thing. I came to Richmond and went to VCU, and I've been doing event planning. I've been promoting for about 6 years now. It's been a long time. So just trying to find my way. I'm really into event planning now, so I'm just trying to find my way there.
Excellent. And from the Bronx, DJ Bubblicious.
Yes, I'm DJ Bubblicious. I was born and raised in the Bronx, New York. I moved to Virginia maybe 9 years ago, and I find Virginia to be wonderful. As far as the dance hall scene, I really started to play dance hall professionally about 5-6 years ago. I originally played music, but it was just a hobby. As a youth growing up in New York. First it was hip hop and everything was great, but then I started to get this cultural music from musical youth, groups like Yellow Man and Bob Marley, and I just fell in love with this music. And so I would play it, but I didn't know how to use turntables and all that stuff. That came later. but I'm just having a great time as a woman in this business, and I'm really enjoying the reggae scene, the dance hall, and bringing other people into it because it's fun.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. And Goddess Genise, oh, well, everybody here at Fairfax Public Access knows me. I've been here on the radio side for 5 years in October, not quite 5 years yet. And this year, this October, we'll be doing the 1 year anniversary of the TV show. I started in radio in my senior year in high school, did it in college, did the New York Philharmonic, which is classical music, did radio sales out of college, then took a 20-year absence, then came back at 46 and started ablaze again, so to speak, like Candy B, ablaze. So tonight is, like I said, Woman of Reggae, and we're all going to have our viewpoints, and hopefully we can have something that we all can share here.
Absolutely.
Yes, I'm very excited. How's everybody?
Doing great.
Yes.
Great, happy
Yes.
to be here.
So I'm happy to have you here. So the first question is, why reggae music? And anybody can start.
I come from a mixed cultural background. My mom is what they call Coolie, Indian in the West Indies. My dad is Chinese and black. So having that mixture, and I grew up in a musical family, but as a youngster, I was the only little Indian girl when it was back then. These were real in this link. So I was like the only little Douglas girl, you know, the mixed child on the veranda listening to Yellow Man in my underwear. And they used to be like, "What is wrong with this little mixed girl? She's supposed to be wearing a sari and doing all these kind of things." And I'm like, "Nope, don't bend down, don't bend down." Like, so just for being, you know, in the West Indies, being in the Caribbean, just loving reggae music. I remember we had some Rasta men that lived next door, and you know, my mother used to curse on Sunday morning. We're listening to church hymns, and they're listening to not so much church hymns. And so it's just something that's been inbred in me. I love it. I love the culture. I love how it unites people. And I just love what is going on in reggae music right now.
As Candy B said, reggae music is definitely something that unites people from all over the world. It's a thing that I actually enjoy most about being an event planner, because a lot of my events are based around people from the Caribbean, my DJs, people that are booked on my events, and bringing that out to people. It is something, it's kind of out of this world a bit. Event planning to some people may sound like a very boring thing, but I love bringing something.
Oh, no, I love it. So.
No, it's everything.
Yes.
Starting with nothing, just a concept, and bringing it to life and creating a experience for people to learn more about the Caribbean scene, about our culture and everything. It's lovely. The music is something, you feel it, you feel no pain.
You feel no pain. Yes. Yes.
I would definitely have to agree. I mean, reggae music just brings people together. It's a feel-good music, and
Yeah.
it's cultural. It's in you. I was born and raised in Queens. My family is Trinidadian, so I was always raised around music. In New York, everyone is into reggae music. A lot of Jamaicans, you know, Trinis are there. So it's kind of something I was always, you know, raised into. And on the radio, it's different because they actually play reggae music normally. So it's different coming to Virginia where it's not as much done. But I've always been into it. I love music. I love to dress up and go out and, you know, dance hall, music parties, things like that.
Yes. Oh, yes.
I went to VCU, and I was just all about, you know, meeting people, socializing, and music just brings people together. So for me, that's where my promotion started, just meeting people, knowing people, and, you know, just making people aware of what's going on. And I went to school for communication, so I've always been up letting people know what's going on in the area and bring the social, you know, what's going on, and have everybody, you know, come out, things like that. So I just love it. It's feel good, and it brings everyone together, most definitely.
Reggae music is, like she said, a feel-good music. It's
Oh,
just
yes.
something that moves your soul. It's cultural. It's Mama Africa. You still hear
definitely.
that beat
Yes.
of the
Mama
drum.
Africa.
and you have to move. If you have ever been to Jamaica, you know what I'm talking about. If you've been to Jamaica,
Oh, yes.
no problem, right?
No problem.
Okay, so it's just a beautiful music, and it unites people. Every color, every nationality, you will always see at a reggae concert. You will never just see black people at a reggae concert. Never.
No.
So I love reggae music.
And like I said, it was something that I listened to in college and learned more about it after college. I actually learned a lot about it once I start doing it on a full-time basis. But it's a very feel-good music. It's a very relaxing music. I've been hearing it all day to calm down a little bit. And it does. It calms me down. It calms a lot of people down. It's a very universal type of music. As DJ Bubblicious has said, you'll see all types of cultures in a reggae music concert. And personally on my show, I have had off of Skype people from India, from Poland, from Canada. And the title is World Reggae Party. So I have always taken people that wouldn't be considered reggae people and brought their music to the forefront so people can hear it, because there's pretty much a reggae artist all over the globe.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
At least one.
At least.
At least. So we're going to go into the female type of questions, or the women's only type of questions. So how hard is it to be in a field that is dominated by men? And how we can be in this field and not be overly sexualized. Like, I like to look good. I like to wear stuff that makes me look good, makes me feel good, that accentuates my body. But I also know that in some forms of reggae, some forms of reggaeton and of soca, the Daisy Dukes, which is, my generation, or the short shorts, or those type of things are on the music videos. They're in the clubs. So how can we do this and not be overly sexy? Or if we want to be overly sexy, how can we do this without looking cheap or cheesy or
Cheap or cheap.
Right.
well,
Of course, I mean, it's always about keeping it classy. Of
Yes.
course, it's all about how you present yourself.
you carry yourself,
I like to show skin. I like to go to parties. I like to have, my bandage dress or show some leg here and there. Those that know me know.
yes.
But I mean, it's all about how you present yourself. I mean, you can always look trashy or you can act classy. So it's all about how you put out. I think for myself, with me meeting people and promoting things like that, it's always about me respecting myself, and people
Yes.
know that I'm here for business. So it's just you knowing yourself, who you are, and when you show respect, you'll get respect. And that's what I've always have learned and what I've always received.
I agree, because I know when I come in, they're like, when I first came in, and I should say this, when I first came in, some of them, who I won't name, was like, who brought grandma in? And like, oh, I didn't know that I was perceived like that.
You know what they got against grandmas now?
Listen,
Oh, okay, I don't know what to go.
too. They're there too, yes.
Yes, and and I had to actually get a little street with them. It's like, I'm here to help promote you, not the other way around.
Right.
So if I want to look like grandma, then, what about it? So, and now, everybody's like, oh, Goddess Genise, I just love you, and this and that, the other, but
Gotta get the
you
respect.
got to get the respect first.
Absolutely.
And that's the key word, respect.
Yes.
Because I'm in a male-dominated business, this is my work. So it's kind of different when you're just going to these events and when you have to actually work at these events. So you want to get your respect. You can't wear any type of thing. I am an entertainer, so I love bling and
Oh, bling, bling, look at our nails.
things like that. But as far as, as far as my dress, I try to dress appropriately. I dress comfortably, but appropriately. And they respect me for that.
Yes.
As previously said, it's definitely about how you carry yourself. Me personally, I didn't come into the business as a businesswoman. I came out, I was young, you were now starting to party, go out, socialize, get to know people. Coming from that side of it and initially starting to host events, you are expected to look a certain way. They want you to be attractive. You are supposed to be that eye candy thing. So making that transition for me was actually the hardest thing. Going from that side of it to being a businesswoman, it took years. It took putting years of work in to be respected by people. I think initially I was kind of like an underdog. Once you put that time in and people see the results of the work that you're doing, that's when they actually start paying attention to you. The hardest thing is, as an event planner, you have to work with everybody in the industry.
Oh, yes.
From DJs to everything else, So when you work with so much men, you have to carry yourself in a way where they don't feel like they can get something more from you than what you're providing for them. But yeah,
Correct.
you have to put your foot down and you have to present yourself properly.
Absolutely, agreed 100%. Well said, ladies.
Yes.
I have nothing else to add. Well said.
What is your area of expertise in the Caribbean/West Indies scope? Anybody?
I am, what do they say? A jack of all trades and a master of none. So this year, I would say my expertise is in radio and production work as far as I'm really big on upcoming artists. There's a lot of talent out here that doesn't get the shine. They don't have the money to maybe pay the DJ or the radio personality, especially in a third world place. So one of my biggest things right now is pushing new artists, rising stars, that kind of stuff. I actually have a show coming out on a Blazing Radio, another one called Who's Up Next, where it's just gonna be featured rising stars. So that's what I'm doing right now. I started in promotion, online promotion. I think, as I mentioned earlier, Bashment Link Up, we were like the first social media campaign thing. So that was one thing that I started with, and now I'm getting into web design, doing flyers, doing all kind of stuff. So, and I wish Bubblicious would teach me how to play some music.
Right.
Oh, yes,
I
yes.
told you anytime.
Yes.
I'm ready when you're ready. And I actually threw a party this year, which was something different. I started last year throwing an annual event. So promoting is really different from playing. And where you're in charge, you have to make sure everything gets carried out and so that it goes through beautifully. And the fashion shows that I put on were wonderful. So I was happy for that, but it is different. I had to go into Courtney's ballpark
Right.
and
Yes.
figure out how to do this promotion thing, because if no use having an event and nobody
It
comes.
comes to it,
Yes.
yes.
So it has to be promoted properly. And that is actually a profession in itself.
It is.
Oh, yes.
It is.
Well, I definitely have to talk to you ladies for this fifth year anniversary
You're
party.
definitely talking to a lot of people.
Yeah.
Well, per se, there are Caribbean people in my family, Puerto Rican as well as Haitian.
Sapase.
Sapase. Cherokee. There's Cherokee on my mother's side. They were like, oh, we like this forehead. But as I started in the beginning, my expertise is radio. And like Candy, I want to bring in the rising stars of the DMV. This TV show is to bring in the rising stars of the DMV, where they could come in, I can give them a 20-minute interview, and then they have 25 minutes to play anywhere from 1 to 5 songs. Then it's like the last 5 minutes or so doing, what's next, or what do you have to promote, that sort of thing. And, people have said on my radio show, they also have said on my Goddess Genise page, that, you bought me out of the woodwork, or, we found jobs after we were on your show, and that makes me very proud.
Yes, it's a great feeling.
That's
It's
wonderful.
a very rewarding feeling.
It is.
Yeah.
I know for me, I used to throw parties. I've done a few events. I've hosted a few events. I've promoted events. I've planned events, things like that. But I think that through what all I've done, I think I'm best. My expertise for me is being behind the scenes. So I like seeing things start from nothing and seeing the end result. So me being into event planning now is definitely, it's very much rewarding seeing, what your plan was and how things came about. So I always have been on the back end. I may host events, here and there, but I prefer to be on the back end for sure.
And you, again, DJ?
The music.
Yes.
Mix master.
Oh, you have to show me how to mix.
Yes.
Yes, for real.
No headphones. You have to be able to mix. You have to be able to. People don't realize what a DJ has to know. First of all, you have to know your equipment. If you get someplace and you're putting together all this electrical stuff, there's nothing but wires and cables. And if you put something together, one little thing wrong, you won't hear anything.
Everything
So
shuts down.
everything, right. So you have to be able to troubleshoot if something's not going right. You almost have to be a sound engineer and a DJ.
I never thought about that.
Yes,
Yes.
yes. I never forget I had to get someone to come and show me. And then the easiest way to do it, and if you guys are thinking about DJing and you have these things, take nail polish, and wherever the cable goes on the corresponding place where it goes, put the same color.
Oh,
If you need
great idea.
blue, put blue where you're supposed to stick it. White, where white's supposed to stick it, and that's how you remember until you actually know it like the back of your hand. Yeah.
It's a very great idea.
Very good.
Yeah,
Oh, yes. Love it. Now, before we go into the relationship question,
What relationship?
okay. Are there some things that you guys do professionally that you don't advertise?
Well, for me, on the back end, you may see me out at some events and planning events, but I am very corporate. I work, for a company. I do communication specializing material. I'm also an escalation manager, so I'm very corporate. You guys wouldn't know, but yes, I do that on the back end. Well, the front end. This is the back end.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, I also work in corporate America. I'm a tax preparer. So from January to April, I don't eat, I don't sleep. If you call me, I'm like 2,400, 5,000 numbers. Yeah, so, and it's rewarding, and my customers always call me. Some of them sneak in the parties because they'll watch my Facebook.
No.
And they're like,
No.
we came to support you, Bubblicious. I mean,
For me personally, I actually work in management, which does kind of work hand in hand with being an event planner. You still have to manage everything that's going on with your events as well. But I actually manage an optometry office, and that's my 9 to 5. That's where I spend my days, and my evenings are spent with my clients.
I actually am a corporate real estate paralegal, so that's one thing I do. I actually love the law. I come from a legal background. My family, my dad is God rest his soul, he was a magistrate in the Caribbean forever. And I design websites, like I said. I don't really advertise that, but I like to do that. I love the design aspect. I've just recently gotten into videography and like editing video and audio and that kind of stuff.
We might need you next
Really
week.
like it.
We might need you next week. So.
Excuse me. I'm actually enjoying that, but yeah, 9 to 5, I'm a paralegal all the way. I started in family law, and now I'm in corporate real estate transactional side of it. So if you need help buying a building or you want help, filing for child support or divorce, I got you.
Yeah, she got you. And I am a school teacher, so I didn't mind that grandma comment But I'm a school teacher, K through 6, usually English, social science, and science. So I have your kids during the day. So, and the radio is my release because I have 3 radio shows.
Oh,
the
wow.
one here is reggae motivated. So,
Nice.
Awesome.
so, but that's what I do during the day. Teach, and school is coming up.
Yes.
So
Quickly.
quickly, it's coming up quickly. So now let's get into the relationship questions. And okay, now we have already
You can go
said-
first.
Okay. Well, we have already said that it's a male-oriented profession, and my mother isn't here anymore, but when she was alive, you know, does David like you hanging around all those guys, all those good-looking men all the time, hours on night? How's this relationship going? And I'm like, Mom. So, but some people think that, you know, when you hang around men all the time at night, musically, but you know, people musically, you gotta say that out louder, musically,
right.
People think differently. So, you know, a man is never asked, you know, what's it like working with a lot of women? But a woman is always asked, what is it like working with a lot of men?
Mm-hmm.
So, how hard is that with relationships?
Mm.
And I did go first.
Yeah.
So,
Who wants to go first?
Well,
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm sure we can all vouch for saying working in a male-dominated industry is not hard to meet men at all. But at the same time, it's very hard to date a man that can handle being with a woman that is as dominant as we are, that is
Yes.
as well known and doesn't get intimidated, but can be,
Yes.
you know, stand by your side and not feel threatened by
Yeah.
you. It's very hard to find the balance. A man that's comfortable and secure enough in himself to date a woman like us. It's very tough.
Yeah.
I agree, because it is very tough because of the stereotype or the assumption that we're sleeping with the men that we work with, which is very far from the case.
Right.
So, but it does have to take a very strong man to see his woman in front of what could be thousands of men, literally.
Yeah.
On flyers or behind the scene. And I mean, with me being an event planner, I know that, you know, you as well. I mean, I'm sure, you know, you network all the time.
You
So,
have to.
you know, you may get phone calls from people, or, you know, some of my closest friends are DJs. So, I mean, I roll deep with a bunch of guys, and most of my good or best friends are men. So,
Me too.
I think it's just, you know, you don't. Also, you want to make sure that you are not mixing the business and the pleasure. So that is where it gets kind of sticky. I think, you know, if you're working with someone, it's best not to do anything but the business. So
Oh, yes.
that's where it could get sticky. But it is kind of hard, you know, dating someone in, you know, a position that you're in. You're always around, people know your name. You're always being seen places with a lot of men. But I think, again, it goes back to the respect. You know, they know who you are, what you're about. So, you know, if the people want to question, that's fine, but you know what it is, and that's pretty much it.
Yes.
Pretty much.
Why is everybody looking at me?
Yeah.
I know, but your friends.
It is very difficult, absolutely. Without going into too much detail, I was married for 10 years before my current marriage. Shout out to Mr. U.
Hubby.
Shout out to hubby.
No. I know my ex-husband used to get very upset because I would get phone calls at like 1, 2 in the morning. You know, just random people in the grocery store, that kind of stuff. And he himself was insecure. That's where the name Talk Up Live came from. I'm a former domestic violence survivor. So I felt like I never had a voice. So I was like, this is my voice right here, Talk Up Live. So it's like I have my alter ego, I have the Candace and the Candy B. So it is difficult. It is very difficult, especially if you have someone that's in the business with you.
Oh,
That's
yes.
like double difficult. Or like Courtney said, if you have male friends and they have women, it's always an issue.
That too.
Because
Oh,
you know
yeah,
what I
that's
mean?
the other
Like,
wish.
Forgot about
You know,
that.
why did you call my husband? I'm like, I'm calling off a business.
Right.
He signed a contract yesterday. What's up? Yeah. So I think it's really hard, but I truly believe there are some men out here for all of these goddesses sitting on the stage.
Oh, yes.
Look at her face. She's like, yeah, but Melissa,
There
what
is
about
a pot for every lid, my
Right.
mother used to say. So,
you? She's like,
But Alicia's
next.
just like,
I don't think this is the topic for me.
well, we'll move on. So,
Ooh, you got me crying.
I know. Y'all are silly.
You really are an entertainer.
yes. I didn't ask about the children aspect of the broadcasting too. Anybody with children?
Yep. I have a 14-year-old son driving me bananas right now because his mouth is ridiculous.
I saw your post today. You were saying that.
Oh my gosh. But I mean, it's a doable balance. He wants to be in the music industry as well. So a lot of the stuff that I am hired for or I do, he's a part of it.
Okay.
He is one of the members of my LLC, Talk Up Live. So we kind of work it out, but it's a balance because he goes through those phases where he's like, I'm going to be rich and famous, so I don't have to do my schoolwork.
No, I get that every day.
And I'm like, nope, you better get it popping. So, I mean, it's difficult, but it's doable.
Okay.
Yeah. And I have a great support system. So, you know, big up to his dad, you know, thank you to my mom, my uncles, and everyone. So,
Oh, I have 7 children,
Yes.
Ooh.
5 girls and 2 boys. My oldest is 30.
Oh.
The baby's 16. So Nana can play. I put my career on hold because I'm a very hands-on mom. I did not like leaving the kids to go here or there. So I raised them, made sure they were good and getting out of school. And now that everybody's good,
Mama can
I
play
can
now.
travel.
Right.
Now I'm
Yes.
international.
Oh yes. Oh
I'm
yes.
always ready to travel.
Ready.
I'm always ready to travel. Yes. We all want to travel for you.
Yes.
So, very
But my
much
kids
so.
are wonderful, and I have 4 grands.
Oh.
So
See, that's what you were saying about the
Yeah,
grandmas. Like,
I would never ask that.
that's why you said that. Okay. Oh, very much so.
yes.
So this is Women in Reggae. So what can we do to stick together? Now you know, since you've been on my show, you're like you're my family now. So
That's right.
but what can we do as women outside of the show to stick together? Because as you know, there's not a whole lot of us in reggae. Every year there seems to be a new woman coming in or trying to come in, but there's really still not a lot of us.
I just think we need to support one another a little more. And I always say this on my Facebook page and on my radio show. I do not have to like you personally to support you. I do not have to like you. I will say this, no qualms, no reservation. There are several females in the business, in the DMV, that I do not care for personally. But I will still stick through and support their event. I will support their brand or whatever they do, just because we need that. Just remember, do not let your personal mess up your professional.
Yes.
Absolutely.
The great thing I will say is that since I've been in the industry, I think women were actually better at sticking together a lot more so than men. Men in the industry are a lot more competitive. They go against each other a lot more, in my personal opinion. Since I've been around, I've had a great network of women behind me. Even if we're not always in each other's faces and up under each other, we support each other from a distance. We always encourage each other and promote each other's businesses. It's just being genuine. It's just understanding the bigger picture and not making it such a personal, petty thing. Regardless of how you may feel about someone personally, it's about us all moving forward.
So much better than me.
She's a good PR person. Yeah.
You gotta soften the blow.
Oh, yes, she do. Yes, she do.
But yes.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I mean, but of course, outside of this, I mean, it's always good to have people that have a like minds like ourselves. Like Candy invited me here today, and I appreciate that. But definitely, I mean, we're working with, you know, women. Like you said, I do agree that men have a little bit more ego than women do,
Yes.
I think. So it's easier for women to work together and stick together, and things like this should definitely go beyond, and we all know what we all do. We can all work and network with each other. So I'm sure we'll continue with this little circle and beyond.
Oh yeah.
I just think that, I wanted to touch on the social media garbage. When you see
yes.
garbage that people post on social media, skip over it. Don't like it. Don't entertain it. Skip right over it, because it eats away at you. And whatever you see with your eye goes into your mind, and it gives you a negative state. So we want to stay away from anything that's not positive. As far as, these are my sisters, you know, and when you share something, I want to share things with you that are positive, that makes your day upbeat, or give me a little laugh, or
Yes.
things like that, and keep my phone line open. Like, I know Candy and I know Courtney. I don't know you, but you're more than welcome now. Anyone that has my number can call me.
I need your number, Dan.
Yes,
Right.
I'm gonna give you my number.
In fact, I
They
need
know
all
you
of your.
can
Well, I
call
have your
me,
number,
text me
Candy.
anywhere I am. I'm gonna text you back or reply when I can. I'm like kind of keep up with the phone, but you know my phone line is open. But sometimes you don't know why a person is calling you. Something could be happening drastic in their life, and they just needed you on the other side of the line, which goes into suicide prevention and different things. You have to help your sisters. You don't know what's on their mind or what they may be going through.
Yes.
I would
Very
definitely
Especially
so.
since a lot of us don't always talk about it.
Right.
Oh,
You don't
yes.
always ask for
Right,
help
yes.
because, you know, when you're that powerful woman, you assume that you have to, you know,
Well,
hold
you
your
have to
own
have-
and you
have
can't
to
fall
have
apart.
everything, you know, you-
Exactly.
I know the last 2 weeks has been hard because my sister's been ill, and I had to go back to Harrisburg to, you know, assess the damage, so to speak. I know that sounds really medical-like, but you know, I do have a little background in first aid and nursing and all that, and I experience a lot of hospitals lately, myself as well as family members. So. But she's fine. There's a picture of us together on Facebook, and I talked to her yesterday because we're talking more now, and you know she's fine. So
Well, we'll keep her in prayer.
Absolutely.
Yes.
She's our sister too.
Absolutely.
yes,
Absolutely.
yes. So and how I got this whole show together is from Telly Back or Telly Latina.
Yeah. Shout
So,
out to
shout out Telly.
Telly.
I actually wanted her to be here, and she's like, you know, Genise, you know, I don't like talking on air.
Yeah.
And it's like, Telly, get a grip and talk on air. But she introduced me to Candy, and that's like, you know, I need 5 women, and let's do this.
Here we are.
And here we are.
Absolutely.
So,
Shout out to Cubanist music as well too.
yes.
Yes.
Check him out. He's one of the rising stars that's gonna really make a difference and kind of change up the landscape of dancehall reggae. So
Oh, yes. And
He's
we-
next.
He
I
is
just
next.
had him on TV
He
not
is
that
next.
long ago.
Yes.
yeah.
Yes, yes. About 2 weeks ago, I just had him here. So,
Sunday he did a video shoot in Baltimore. It was nice.
very nice, very nice. So, we're going to have to speed up a little bit. What's the one thing you want to achieve while you're in this while you're in this? What do you want to achieve? I'm not going to even try that word anymore. So,
I think for me, I just want to achieve and promote unity, especially in the Richmond area. I think one goal that I have personally is I would love to see one of our Richmond DJs on the radio. I think that is a large target that is not being catered to, and I would love to see someone actually on the radio. I want to see us to unite more and do more things together, have more festivals. So if I can do anything or my imprint that I want to have on my community, it would be just to have more unity with us all and have us be more represented on the radio.
I know what I like to do, one of my missions, so to speak, is to make sure that Northern Virginia has its representation of reggae as well, because we have Too Raw here, Raw Slick, I Rhythm. Which one was that for? Raw Slick. Okay. Junior Marvin, who used to be a whaler, myself, and Ewelda and the Uprising out of Fredericksburg, and we want to be on the map. And that's one of my missions. Since I have to live here, might as well put reggae on the map, as well as doing things for the DMV, because this is the region that we live in.
Me personally, I actually started my one and only, my baby, annual event, Whining Fever, in 2012. That's been a great event that brings a lot of people from DC, Maryland, and Virginia. Everybody from Baltimore and stuff comes into the area. But I actually want to find a way to make that, I want to be able to drop that event in any area and it still win. I want to be able to bring an event to different areas, countries, regions that can showcase our culture and bring people in and not divide us so much. I want to be global in what I do and be able to reach a wide range of people, but of course I am Trinidadian at the end of the day, so that is my home. That's my safe space. That's what I want to bring out to the world.
Well, I went to Trinidad and Tobago in February for my birthday.
For Carnival?
No, I missed it. I missed it by 2 weeks.
Okay.
Oh,
And it's because I couldn't get off of work, school teacher. School teacher. So, because they're like, oh, you're coming down now. It's like, no, I can't come down. You're coming down now. Oh, you missed Carnival.
Yes.
And then, oh, okay, I can come down. It's like, oh, but you missed Carnival. It's like, well, I'm here.
yeah.
So, I went to Rack Radio and got interviewed there.
Nice.
And bought some music back here. I want to bring some more music back here. I want to start Skyping people from Trinidad.
Nice.
Oh, you should.
Yes.
A lot of good artists out there.
Did you
Yes.
enjoy the food?
Yes. Yes.
It's our pride and joy. No.
Wonderful food, and they showed me some kind of dance that I don't remember the name, but it was a lot of.
Was it a wine?
Was it gyrate?
It's a wine. Yeah, it was like a lot of booty shaking. It's like, come on, Goddess Genise, you can do it. And it was like,
Anyone can do it, yes.
Good exercise.
oh, it was very good exercise. Very good exercise.
I think the one goal that I want to achieve overall is, after doing research and getting some statistics for the show, Caribbean American and, we're kind of just lumped into American and the African American. We're all lumped in. I want us to have a distinct category that people understand that we live in America, whether we're in the DMV or Idaho. We live here. We still cook our curry. We still play our music. We still have our own events. We have our own subculture here. And I want us to be recognized by advertisers, by people that are looking for Black-owned businesses. Come to a Caribbean-owned business instead. I just want us to be a part of a demographic that stands out, that they know for a fact, okay, there are Caribbean American people here. There are over like 650 of us just in PG County alone, I think, or is the state of Maryland. Just us.
Not being catered to. See?
Yeah, but we're starting to see some stuff. I have to say, I think it was Governor O'Malley. He started a Caribbean association or something like that.
Yes.
It's for Caribbean people.
Yes.
And if you sign up, you get a lot of benefits. You are privy to a lot of things that you normally wouldn't be if you're not a part of it. So I'm just trying to be that one person. you know, one part of the collective that makes us stand out. And
That voice.
yes,
Yes.
absolutely.
Yes.
Please post
Absolutely.
that information.
Oh,
Yeah.
definitely post that.
Women
Definitely
supporting
post it.
women.
Oh,
Absolutely.
yes. Oh, yes. Future plans and goals.
Go ahead, Courtney.
Yeah, it was kind of similar to what we just said just now. I mean, definitely. I mean, I think of future plans and goals. Me personally, I would really like to have a Caribbean festival in Richmond. I know that you guys have one in the Maryland area, DC, Baltimore area, but I really want to have one in Richmond. So that's kind of a goal I have for myself to kind of put together. I might need some help, ladies.
Yes,
never
got
know.
you there.
Yeah, so I definitely want to do that. And again, I want to, you know, have someone on the radio. So I want to have us be represented more in the community on the radio. So, yeah. I mean, you know, you too. Yeah, you're there too. Of course, anyone. But I feel like we're not being catered to as much as we should. In a lot of, you know, restaurants and events that we all go to. I want us all to be recognized. So,
Yes.
yeah.
Oh, yes.
Me personally, I actually intend on having an office space based in Washington, D.C., one in New York, and one in L.A. I actually want to employ West Indian people and put people on, and just have a team of people in each location that can cater to those areas that are like the go-to people. When you're throwing an event or whatever the case is, we're on the top of that list. The end.
I want to be the Oprah of Caribbean media in America.
Yes.
Claim it.
Amen.
Amen.
I want to be the Oprah of the Fairfax, well, the 571-703, as Joseph Kelly did. Oh, you want to be the Oprah of 571-703. So, and it's like, sure, I could be the Oprah of 571-703. Why not?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And I like to see more Caribbean things here. In this particular area, the Fairfax, Falls Church, Arlington, Alexandria, well, 517-703 area. So, because there's one Caribbean restaurant in Fairfax,
Okay, I need to
and
know.
it's about this big. And if you don't know where you're going, you will drive past it so many times. It's not funny. Because they don't advertise. And, you know, I'm like, why aren't you advertising? You know, I could say a
They
couple
need
words.
you.
money.
They need you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe money.
Need
It
you to
could
be the voice.
different
Yeah.
reasons, yeah. Get somebody out there, put the word out there. What's the name of the restaurant? So we can all go.
After this, we're all
Yeah,
going
we'll
to
all
go
go
there.
there and eat.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what we do to support each other.
That's
Yes, yes.
What you want to do, Babylicious?
I want to be global.
Bull. Yeah.
What she almost is now, by the way.
International.
Yes.
She's always somewhere.
Yes, you are. Yeah.
But I really enjoy playing the music and the Caribbean culture, the Caribbean people. It's just a different type of atmosphere. When I go to a Caribbean place, I feel at home. I don't care if I'm in Jamaica, if I'm in Queens, if I'm in Fairfax.
Right.
When I'm around Caribbean people, I'm with my people.
Yes.
And I love that comfort. I enjoy that. So I just want to be everywhere with that, and I want to take that with me wherever I go and make people feel comfortable. And when I put the headphones on and I spin the record, feet just go.
Yes, yes.
Feet just move. So that's one of my goals. And also, I really wanted to establish, we really don't have venues anymore.
Girl,
No.
speak
There
on
are
it.
No,
no
no.
places to keep Caribbean events anymore.
No.
It's becoming almost extinct.
Like we're sneaking
So-
to party. Like we're
Right.
underground
Yes.
You feel like you're underground, you know,
Yeah.
and
Yes.
it shouldn't be like that. So
Yes.
I want to be able to get with some people, or if anybody knows people that we can talk to get that sorted out so we can have some places to hold our events. That would be great. That's
Yes.
like a
That is a good
short-term
point.
goal. I would really like to see
I have some
a
numbers for
venue.
you guys, so let me know.
We
Yeah,
need
okay,
that.
all
We need
right,
that. All
yeah,
over,
all
not
right.
just Richmond, but
Not just Richmond,
DC
but
area
everywhere.
too.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. And, okay, I guess we're good. Okay. And we have about 2 more questions. One of them, I want to ask this right now because I feel it's a very important question. We were talking about empowering women. So what does empowerment mean to you?
Empowerment means to me putting that oomph into someone where that oomph is missing. You're putting your goals and showing them a different way. Because each of us come from a different walk of life. You may come from a rich family, a poor family, so everybody's goals are different. But your situation now doesn't have to be your situation for the rest of your life. And that's where empowerment comes in. Because if you don't have that power, you're just in a level playing field. But when someone empowers you, you can take steps towards whatever it is that you would like to do. And I really, that's what I feel empowerment is. You're giving to someone who doesn't have so they can build up and choose for themselves what it is that they want to do. They have the courage to do that.
Well, that was my answer too.
Okay.
I think women have been placed in a box for so long. I think when we do take on these roles, these very powerful roles that usually males dominate, you open a lot of women's eyes and let them know that they really can accomplish anything that they want to do. Anything that a man can do, we can do it, if not even better. It's about not doubting yourself. It's about not putting limits on what it is you can do with your life and everything that you can be. And I think I love that we are all in roles where we can open those doors for a lot of people. When you take on these roles, you also become a voice that people listen to. So as she was speaking about social media, you also take advantage of that as well. Empower people and enlighten people as much as you can. And let them into what you're doing. You know, I think we all sometimes like to be private, but I think when you share your goals and as you accomplish them and you move up in your career, you have no idea what that's doing from someone. Because there's so many people that I've looked at, and as they've moved on with their careers, it's let me know that I can do something more. You know, and it keeps my eyes open and keeps me moving forward and never getting too comfortable.
Nothing like a good old testimony.
Yes. Yes.
Absolutely, absolutely. I think empowerment is just what we're doing right here.
Yes,
Oh,
ma'am.
yes.
Creating a forum. There are going to be so many people, so many young ladies, and even young men watching us that are going to be like, wow, look at these women doing it. I can do something too. Let me go get Bobby next door and see if he knows how to do this, and let's see what we can do together. I think what we're doing right now is empowering.
Exactly.
And I also feel that empowerment and education come hand in hand. And since I am a school teacher, I do see a lot of young people of all sizes and ages and races. And I am a woman, and it's always It's always good to empower people through that, to tell the young girls especially that you can do this. You know, you don't have to wait till you're 46 years old to do this. You can do this at 20, at 25,
Or
30,
even
whatever.
when you are
But to be
46.
honest with
Or
Right.
when you are
Letting them
46.
know.
Yeah,
but you
that's
still
what I was
can.
going to say.
Yes.
When you get 46, you can still do this.
Right.
Yes,
You have
I'm
to
a
put
living
your
one.
stuff on hold. You get 46 and you want to do this, do it.
Yes.
It's never too
You
late.
can do
I'm
it.
a living example of that. So,
Me too.
yes, because I'm older. I'm not 46 anymore. So, but before we wrap up, and we do have to wrap up, anything you want to plug in a real hurry?
We always got plugged, don't we?
Okay.
What you got
But
going
in
on?
real hurry, though. Okay.
All right, Battle of the Sexes, Team Female. We have an event coming up. It's called Battle of the Sexes. It will be in Washington, D.C. If you check my Facebook page, Keisha DJ Bubblicious, you'll find that information up there. It's female DJs against the male DJs. So that's going to be interesting.
Right on
I gotta
topic,
go
right?
to that.
I'm going to need support, ladies. 'Cause
Oh,
they're
you
talking
got it.
smack already. Yeah, so
Of course.
I'm going to need
Of
you guys'
course.
support. You guys come out. Check my Facebook, Keisha Bubblicious.
Bubblicious.
Yes.
Let me think. We have a lot of things going on in the Richmond area, Virginia Beach area. Of course, we have the Caribbean Festival in Norfolk this weekend. 11th annual is this weekend. Tomorrow is Pinky Here We Bully parties tomorrow.
Yes,
We have
Rockstar.
Rockstar, right?
Wear your rock star gear.
We have Ding Dong at Granny's house in Norfolk as well. I'm doing a series of boat cruises at the Spirit of Norfolk, so of course that's going to be there as well. What y'all got going on?
In February, I will actually be doing an industry night as a launch for my website where all my booking and everything will be going on. Of course, more information will be out soon. You can check me on all social media at _SherrellJ.
Every Thursday from 9 to 12 p.m. is the Talk Up Live show with me, Candy B, Coco Drops, Momo Love, DJ Mike, and DJ Reckless. Shout out to the Blueprint family. You can follow me on Facebook at Candy B Kelly and on IG at _Candy B. But just make sure you stay logged on to ablazinradio.com. That's www.ablazinradio.com.
And you know me, I'm here every Thursday, like clockwork, between 7 and 8. I only have an hour. I got to get up to where you are. And, you know, I'm always bringing the world to your ears. World Reggae Party with me, Goddess Genise. Rah, rah, rah. And I see that it's almost time for us to go. I want to thank Candy B. Kelly.
Thank you.
Sherrell Joe.
Miss Courtney S.
Miss Courtney S. and DJ Bubbalicious. And like I said, all of you are now my sisters in radio.
That's right.
And we all have to stay together, and we all have to do things that motivate us and compel us to go even further than we are right now.
Definitely.
Well, thanks for having us.
Thank you so much.
We really appreciate it. Thanks.
Awesome,
It's been
awesome
great.
show. Thank you to
Awesome
the
show.
staff and everything. You guys rock.
All right.
There's a cute one in here.
There's a couple cute ones in here, but that's another show. And stay tuned in a month and a half or so. We're going to be having the men of reggae, and it'd be me and a couple brothers here, and let's see how we can have that conversation as well.
Won't be as good as ours.
No, it won't be as good as
Right.
ours. So, good night, everybody, and keep being alive. Big up.
You know that, hallelujah. I'm not